Obligatory podcast intro.
Welcome, everyone, to reviews. It's reviews. We're reviewing. It's Matt with my co-host Adam. We review stuff.
Yep.
Today, we're reviewing our comics,
Young Hellboy,
and Fraternity. I got F.
That's right.
Written by Juan Diaz Canales and art by Jose Luis Munera.
Uh-huh.
Set during the Civil War.
Yeah.
These hunters find a little boy, a little feral wolf kid.
Yeah.
And the town takes him in, and then there's a monster out in the woods. They thought it was a monster. They found the kid, and then the monster's still out there.
Oh, okay. So they thought the kid was the monster.
Yeah, because someone was eating chickens,
Uh-huh.
and they found some deer with its side ripped open. And I guess they assumed that little 4-year-old kid was doing that.
That's weird. Yeah, he was a savage one.
Savage, feral wolf kid. You know, it's the 1800s. They're
I'd probably
probably
that
like,
shit.
we don't know what's out there.
Yeah.
We don't have anything.
Yeah.
We don't have any books about Indiana right
Yeah,
now.
I heard about books that told about the history of the world, but
About little
never
wolf
seen
kids
it.
out in the
Yeah.
woods. Just everyone has one. They bring him there. He starts learning. The town doesn't like it. It's a experimental town.
Okay.
And it was started in real life, actually. It was a real town in real life, started by Robert Owen.
Uh-huh.
And there's like a whole foreword about him at the beginning, written by this other guy named Josiah Warden. There is a character in the book called Josiah Walker, which, knowing that now that you've heard it,
Uh-huh.
it didn't paint him in a really great light.
No.
Kind of made him
Yeah.
look pretty bad.
That's true.
So I thought that was funny. But in the comic, a man named Mr. McCorman starts this town. I guess there was a founder, but he was the one financing
Running
it
or
all.
something.
And yeah, he was in charge running it. And they don't even have a mayor. It's just a guy who runs the town. It's the money man.
Yeah, it's so
Like,
weird.
he's in charge. It's like those towns in Walking Dead.
Yeah.
There's just a dude in charge.
Yep.
So that's really weird. Like I said, experimental town trying to build this utopia. The rich, snooty people that have invested are upset because it's not doing too hot. Their food source is getting low. There's not really much to hunt. They're not growing stuff really well. Children are starving. It's just really bad time.
Yeah.
These soldiers, they believe are deserters, show up. They start dealing with the monster out in the woods, which they don't even know if it's true or not. They just know something crazy is going on.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the rich, snooty people don't like the wolf kid.
Yeah.
Even though he's somewhat civilized. Yeah, he may go to the coop and eat some eggs raw.
We eat eggs, just not at the coop.
Yeah, I mean, we cook them and stuff.
Whatever.
But
Not
then if you're a
everybody.
boxer, you drink them. All these things piling on, the town basically ends up erupting over dealing with all these issues. I don't want to go into any more because I guess basically be spoilers.
Yeah.
The art was incredible.
Yeah.
We have a segment on our podcast, Flipping Pages, with Matt and Adam. How are the faces?
Yeah.
And the faces in this were incredible. The little kid's face was so well done.
Really well done faces.
You pointed out it looks like Disney.
Yes.
And it totally
Very much looks like Disney.
like some, what was the other? It was Treasure Planet and...
The Atlantis?
Oh, the Atlantis one. That's the one I was
Yeah.
thinking. There's another one you mentioned. One of the characters looked like, but you could see
Mowgli from Jungle Book.
you could see that like that
Yeah.
real big influence. So and overall, it was a fantastic book. The art's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Munera killed it. Canales did great writing. Now, my only problem with it is I wasn't in the mood for something that dealt with this
The
politics,
heavy subjects. Yeah.
heavy themes of politics, racism, being afraid of dealing with something new, these people wanting to live free but struggling, and it was heavy.
Yeah.
I thought I was getting a Monster in the Woods book,
Uh-huh.
and it wasn't that. But after I read it, it did grow on me, and it was a fantastic read.
Right.
And I think it sits up there with really good.
It was cool. The
Yeah.
art, obviously, I haven't read the whole thing. I've heard it now. And hearing it sounds pretty cool, but the art got me. I was like, that's straight up, like almost perfect. It looks like frames pulled from a older Disney movie.
And what's cool is the monster cut a dude's head off, so it'd be like if people are losing
And
heads
hung
in Disney.
dong in Disney vision.
Yeah, it's like Disney. Yeah, he hung dong. Yeah, like hung dong in Disney art.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild now that you mentioned that.
Yeah, I didn't even think of it the first time I said it.
Yeah, so people got stabbed in it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was like a hardcore Disney comic.
So if you want to see what hardcore action and
go
some
get
violence, go check it out.
Go get it.
Fraternity.
Came out 2018. It is...
Some weird publisher.
Yeah, I didn't remember to look it up. It's Lion something.
Yeah.
What is it?
And it had a sub print too, so it was two different things.
Magnetic something.
Magnetic Press, because that's a normal one.
No, it was something else. Oh, and then none of this stuff will tell me. You're gonna hear. I'm leaving all this in.
Lion Forge, the Magnetic Collection. So that's why we didn't know the press, because it said Magnetic Collection.
And I've never seen Lion Forge.
No.
So yeah, that was new. And very, very well done. I'll definitely, honestly, not even joking, definitely be checking for that artist and possibly that writer if I want to get into some heavy stuff, I'm assuming. Yeah. Oh, no, his other stuff is Black Sad. It's the anthropomorphic animals.
Oh, right.
He's like a detective, and I think it's pretty raw.
This was originally French, so it got translated into English. It was originally
Fraternity
French.
was?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I could not tell.
Right? That just means they did it right.
Oh, his name was Alex Lafitte.
Yeah. Just so.
But everyone else was like Roger McCorman.
Well, we're so used to America, we hear everybody's name from around the world and don't bat an eye. Be like, that has to be that country or whatever.
Maybe they might be from here.
Yeah, exactly.
Just name that.
Right.
But yeah, cool comic. Grab it if you see it.
Yeah, hell yeah. So I grabbed Young Hellboy. It is.
Yes, that Hellboy.
It is not a child's comic. It is.
We don't think.
A teen comic maybe. So this is Hellboy only a few years after he was born, air quotes, born into our world.
Popped out of a portal.
Professor's been raising him. He's only 4 years old, but he looks like he's 10 or 12 years old. Physically and mentally, he seems to be about that age. His fist is the same size as
big old fist.
Yeah, his fist is the same size as it is when he's an adult. So when he's walking around now, like his fist will definitely drag on the ground, and if he like holds it up, it's like kind of just the size of his body.
I remember in the movie when he popped out of the portal,
he was like that.
He had a giant fist.
It was still not as big as this one.
No. That's cool though. I like that detail.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's written by Mike Mignola and Thomas Snagowski. The art's by Craig Rousseau. The art is obviously very similar to Mignola's, but it's its own thing.
Had to have a tinge.
Yes.
A tinge of it.
You could tell this guy's own sensibilities and his own style is coming out.
Right.
So it's not exactly the same.
Well, Hellboy has a look,
yes.
too. I mean, it's all Mike Mignola, so it has a look, a very distinct look. All his other stuff does too. That Falcon Spear and our Encounters with Evil, very distinct look to it.
Yeah, there's one on here that I found. What was it called? Something Sadness of Tears or something. Mm-hmm. It's like a horror one by him.
Nice.
The art looks really cool.
He also did Fofred and the Grey Mouser.
Yeah, a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Young Hellboy and Professor are going on a magical adventure to South America to investigate underground Incan city.
Hey, Hellboy.
Hellboy keeps talking about, are there going to be mummies there? The Incans had mummies, right?
He's all excited.
Yeah, he's like a little kid who's super psyched. On the way there, they come into a little kerfuffle and end up crash landing on outside in the water of a small hidden land. So just an island, a mysterious island. They immediately come into contact with giant crabs and giant
gorillas
that are sentient, and
it means they talk.
Yeah, and without going any further than that, I think it's got its own weird spice to the comic. Mm-hmm. I think it's, like I said, kind of weird how to figure out who's for exactly, because there is a good amount of violence, but it's not like gratuitous violence or anything.
Yeah.
And it's such simple art that you're not going to have see somebody's guts popping out or nothing like that.
Right. So definitely not for little kids.
No.
Some violence. Like you said, I think young teens.
Little
maybe.
Teenagers, yeah.
Maybe preteens.
Yeah, right around that age, it seems, would be actually a perfect.
I'd give it to an 8-year-old.
You could, because bad guys are the only ones getting hurt. and there's not just random wanton violence. So.
I tell my wife
Wouldn't
that
be
I
the
always
worst.
say, let the boy watch.
Yeah.
To turn off The Walking Dead, I said, let him watch.
Right.
Let him see it all.
Yeah, I'll pick up with the rest when we do the
Spoilers.
discussion and spoilers. Yeah.
So, spoilers ahead. This is spoilers for Fraternity.
Right.
The monster is actually really chill
Yeah.
with Emil, and he's just a really chill guy.
Yeah.
The only time he gets violent is when you mess with Emil.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, heavy themes like the racism.
Really big time.
There's 4 soldiers that show up that are all black. Like I said, they deserters, but the town is real antsy
weird
about them.
They're real weird about everything.
Apparently, people were racist back then too.
Oh no.
And they're the Josiah character. Now, this guy is the one that riles everything up.
Yeah.
He gets denied by this girl who's in this love triangle with the original guy who found the kid.
Oh, yeah.
He found Emil, brought him home, and now there's this love triangle between the female character named Fanny, who seems to be the only female in town.
Yeah, that you mentioned that, and then it didn't come up. I was like, oh, I thought that would definitely come up.
It did. No other female spoke anywhere at any time. I could be wrong. Someone might have said a word or two.
Really?
But no other female character was the focus.
Wow.
The rich, snooty guys were disappointed. This town is going nowhere. We're going
they're
broke.
Not making as much as they want.
We're not making money, so we can't have this. And the Josiah character is, I guess, like a communist? I don't know what he would be.
Yeah, like something, like a real general.
He's like, we're free men, but working for men was the first brick of slavery.
Yeah, it was
enslavement
weird.
was working for money, and then he didn't farm. Him and his boys didn't farm. They didn't work anywhere. They hunted. Mm-hmm. They went out and killed a boar and a deer for the town, but this was when they encountered the monster. And like I said, Josiah sees the monster. He gets the town all riled up. They actually end up blaming him because the monster kills a few people.
Oh, right.
And the town turns on him. He goes into this maze that is outside of the town.
Yeah, the random maze.
Yeah, the town is built outside of a gorge. So the leader of the town and the feral child Emil are the only ones who know how to get to the center. So and I didn't mention it in the episode, but he said we had to hide the guns since Josiah and his friends had that accident. So they apparently killed somebody.
Oh,
and he said, new rule, no guns.
Oh, okay.
So he hid the guns in the maze, and Josiah is getting chased by the entire town, kills a dude.
Yeah.
He's like, where's the kid? He's going to help me. And he tells the kid to run, and he just slits his throat.
Yeah.
I don't know why that man died. Josiah was just like on a killing spree. He backhanded Fanny.
Yeah.
And then got on top of her and was like, tell me where the kid is.
Oh, my God.
And he needs the kid to show him where the maze is. He gets to the guns, and then he gets cornered by this Alex character, who's the third person in the love triangle between these characters.
Right.
And he shoots at him. Mm-hmm. I'm bringing this up again, Adam.
Yeah.
He shoots at him.
Yeah, you should.
He drops the gun, and then they go fist fight.
Yeah.
And then earlier in the book, Josiah taught Emil how to use a slingshot. So it comes back, Chekhov's gun.
Yeah.
Chekhov's slingshot.
Yep.
He hits Josiah in the head with a rock using the slingshot. And
I'm looking at it right now. It's awesome.
yeah, it's good. It's a good scene. And then Alex stabs him. So he killed him anyway.
Yeah.
And shot at him once, showed, hey, I got great aim. And then I'm going to drop this gun and then kill you with this knife instead. He was about to die, too. Alex was about to die.
Yeah.
He would have died until Emil hit him, Josiah, in the head with the rock.
Stopped him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, Alex wasn't winning. So I don't understand why you dropped the gun.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Alex character sucks.
Yes, that's
He's
what we
like-
learned.
He finds the kid, brings him to town, then bounces.
Yeah.
He bails for years and years.
Yeah.
Comes back like, hey, you remember me? Look, I brought you a book. Here's all my travels. Saves him in the maze, tells him, let's go home, son.
Yeah.
The whole town burns down because they end up cornering the monster and all these characters in the church.
They got torches and shit.
It's literal mob
Yeah.
with pitchforks and torches.
Yeah.
They try to kill the monster and all these people they don't like, and Alex and everyone, and they burn the church down. The monster gets crushed by the rubble.
Yeah. We're led to believe.
So all the town is like, we're done here. And they pack up and bounce out. I think they all go their separate ways. It didn't sound like they were like, let's go somewhere else and start a new town.
Yeah, no.
Because, I mean, if you do that, just scoot over. You know, just scoot over a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just move all the houses 4 feet to the left.
Exactly. And then put them on stilts.
Yeah.
For reasons.
Double house.
Double houses.
Bro.
One on the bottom, stilts, another house on top.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. Brilliant idea.
Up on the 12th floor.
Out in Indiana, there's no water out there. They're fine. They'll be fine. That's why they need the stilts, Adam.
All right.
Because there's no water out there. I'm sure there's a lake or two.
There's got to be some.
Lake Indiana.
Indiana Lake, Matt. God.
Oh, sorry to our Indiana listeners about the lake thing. My apologies. It was a cool book, though. What was I getting at? I was getting at something. The monster's still alive.
Yeah.
Monster's alive.
Find that out
oh,
at the end.
Alex. Why Alex sucks. He saves Emil, gets him out of the burning church, says, let's go home, son, in the maze. And then once the town packs up and leaves, this dude goes, all right, I'm out.
Yeah.
I got things I got to do. I got to go. And then bounces on the kid and Fanny, the female character, bounces on them again.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, you should roll with us. You should really come. And he's like, nah, I got
stuff to do.
I got things to do. I can't give up. Give up on what?
Yeah, he didn't
don't even worry about it. Don't worry.
It was like a gambling man.
Trust me, I got things. He's gambling, or he's got a whole other family somewhere.
Oh, I bet he's got like 8 other families.
Dude, it's the 1800s. Who knows what he's doing?
He could go like 12 miles over and no one would ever know.
He could. He'd be like 8 miles away. Yeah. Just the next town. Yeah. They have no idea.
Whole other family.
Whole other family. He could own a business.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going on business trips. I'm going back to the town to see Fanny.
Like a 30-minute ride.
And get some Fanny. Oh, so it was a French comic, right?
Yeah.
Written by a French fella. I've done 3 French comics in the last 5 weeks.
What was the Europe one? The Europe
Brindavoine, Farewell Brindavoine by Tardy. And then Debume wrote A Taste for Blood. Mm-hmm. And now I don't think Carnalis is French. Mm. Did he write it in French?
It said it was originally French. And that's how it was originally published.
They're both from Spain. The artist and a writer are both from Spain. So why was it written in French first?
Yeah, he was born in Madrid, Spain. Yeah, born blah blah blah.
Did they are they the ones that translated a French comic? Because it didn't say written by anything or translated by anyone.
Oh right. Yeah.
There is another comic called The Fraternity.
I was looking at it on this.
So I'll look it up. I'll get to the bottom of this French thing, and I'll figure it out.
Good.
I won't at all. I will forget. All right, do yours. What's yours? Right,
so spoilers for Young Hellboy.
Spoilers.
And there's more than just this one 4-issue series of Young Hellboy, by the way. There is more.
Oh, other Young Hellboy. Yeah, I thought you were like, there's more Hellboy out there.
Oh, yeah, no,
yes, there is.
Specifically Young Hellboy. No, there was a series after the one I did. I forgot. I don't remember what it was called.
Is he slightly older?
I'm sure. It might have been picked up right away. I don't
Still young,
know.
But slightly
he was definitely
older.
young, for sure. They're on an island. They're on Skull Island, basically. They run into a lady...
A lady.
Yeah, a lady who can turn into a gorilla, and somehow Hellboy had already heard of her because she used to drive a plane and be a superhero with a plane. So, spoilers for that, because that makes a lot of sense. They're on this island, they're trapped on the island, and they run into an ancient vampire queen.
Another lady.
Who's trying, one other lady. The vampire queen who gets resurrected. And the rest of the comic is just them fighting off the vampire queen's armies and herself.
Her bug people
bug
army.
And snakes and rat army, yeah.
So that was because the best character in the whole book, the hand assassin, child, whatever of God guy, who kept coming back like Jason.
Nothing could stop him.
So, yeah... I swear, he's still alive.
He turned into a vampire thrall at the end.
Oh, yeah.
And, he couldn't be killed because he was all badass.
So is it like a mother, hive thing? If she dies, they all die? Or is he
they
still
did not
walking
all
around?
die. They picked up her body because she doesn't die.
So he's still around.
Yeah.
So, but would any of this happen if he wouldn't have fallen on the sarcophagus?
No, so the reason the Vampire Queen was awakened was because the assassin Hand of God guy was trying to assassinate Hellboy and Professor, and they landed on this island, and he got tempted by like her psychic abilities.
Oh, okay.
He got pulled to her tomb, sarcophagus, laid on top of it, bled into it, and she was able to like wake up from that.
So if that didn't happen,
she would have stayed in there.
She stayed in there. That's
no problem.
crazy.
So it was all Hellboy and them's fault. Air quotes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
the
that
assassins.
guy attacked.
The assassin's
He
fault.
went hard on the plane.
Yeah, this dude instead of shooting Hellboy and the Professor decided to shoot both pilots, the co-pilot and the pilot and the co-pilot.
That was so silly.
Instead of just shooting them.
Yeah.
And
shot
then
the co-pilot.
Pulls out a knife and tries to kill them.
You just had
They end up
it's two comics.
crashing.
We're just screaming at the pages. You had a gun.
Yeah, it made no sense. It looks like he was pointing at them.
Yeah, you said
and
he
it
pointed.
chose to point it away at the fucking pilots and then kill them and then go at a knife. Like, what the hell,
Let
man?
me drop this gun that's extremely useful. If you had a revolver that's 6 shots, you could shoot both them and the pilots
Yeah,
and
just to
still
make
have
sure.
2 more.
Just make sure.
In case Hellboy needed 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, just to make sure.
That's so silly. Won't be needing this anymore.
That's why I thought it might be a kiddie comic, but then he
right.
just marked both the pilots with a gun in their back. So I was like, this is kind of not for kids, but the storyline kind of is for kids. Like,
I could see Adam just dealing with this the whole time.
the whole time.
He got shot in the head. Who is this for? It's very. I mean, this is cute right here.
Yeah.
But then this guy dies.
Yeah, a lot of people die in it. For real.
It seemed like it.
A bunch of
because
the
there's a big
Ona-
war at the end.
Yeah, a bunch of the Ona die. A bunch of the evil bug people die, but
the
that's
Ona
not a
were
big deal.
cool.
The Ona were
Freaking
magical
gorillas.
beings that basically ran the island
Mm-hmm.
and were friends with the Protector. And they're from an ultra time before time.
Oh yeah, because
And
the
they were
island
warlocks.
was moved from.
Yeah.
So island is displaced in time and brought to now,
To now
or wherever,
time, yeah.
whatever the present time.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So it was just part of another world
It was our world.
or previous.
Yeah, just a long time ago.
So no people.
Like insane long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Ona actually looked more human back then than they do in the current young Hellboy comics. So they kind of like regressed.
Oh, they start
They
hooking
just
up
look
with
like
real
furry
gorillas.
humans in that one in the beginning before the island got moved or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then now they look way more like gorillas. A lot more like gorillas. But so the whole end of the comic is an amazing fight between the Protector, who is a giant gorilla, and Vespera. She's literally a giant bat by the end of it.
Yeah, she's changing and
Yeah,
changing.
she looked like a real monster.
Yeah, that sounded like a cool fight. Didn't involve much Hellboy.
No, Hellboy's like a kid, and he had a stick during the end of it, and he was like hurting. He wasn't even killing the
He's like fighting
snake
henchmen,
people.
soldiers, right?
They're literally like bugs that she brought back. So it wouldn't even really be that big a deal to kill it, but he still was only using like a branch.
Just so he's not.
He's
I mean,
like a
I guess
12-year-old.
there's powerful, but I mean, a 12-year-old with his strength could mess some stuff up.
Yeah,
you know, he's just hitting bug people with a stick. This is like the Protector story featuring young Hellboy for a little bit.
Yeah.
He's there in the back. That's the only thing I thought was weird. It sounded like an all right comic, I guess.
It was cool. It was cool. It just wasn't focused on Hellboy being almost not even the main character.
It didn't seem like he was.
Like Professor, it was spread out between the Protector, Professor, and Hellboy.
Yeah.
Between
the
them.
Professor is interesting to see.
Yes.
I would be interested in reading some young adventures of the Professor.
I know there's some of that.
There has to be.
I know there is.
All right. So, how are they meeting?
Yeah.
I think this one totally lends
easier.
itself.
It's way easier.
This one's super easy. So, how do our characters get involved with each other?
I'm an adventurer who can literally was just dealing with time travel
And
type
deals
stuff.
with paranormal as well.
Stuff constantly all the time.
I mean, it's literally the Paranormal Bureau
Research,
of Department. What is
yeah,
it?
all of that.
Something like that.
You
It's
can just get into order. It's all good.
BPRD.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the acronym is.
Yes.
I don't BPRD.
Yeah.
Bureau of Paranormal Research
and Development.
Development. That's what it is.
Right.
So they're used to dealing with this stuff. Department
I don't know.
or development. It's one of. I think it's department. Don't know. Let's look that up later.
Yeah, but so we could easily...
Yeah, there's murmurs of a monster in the woods.
Yeah.
That is seen with this child running on all fours or whatever.
Hellboy and what's the little guy's name in yours? Oh,
Emil.
They're both young. Friends. They would 100% be friends.
Oh, because Emil, in my story, super peaceful. He's real cool with animals. Animals love him.
He's friends with the monster.
Loves him. Yeah.
So Hellboy would be a perfect fit. They would all hang out for real.
Yeah, and they would, we investigated this. Professor would just say, hey, listen, it's a harmless monster. Yeah. You don't mess with him. He won't mess with you.
He could have settled a lot of the problems in this
probably could have.
In your comic.
Yeah, he could have.
Yeah.
And then they would, if they saw the little red kid, they would freak out.
He definitely looks way more scary, demonic than even the other guy.
They would lose their mind.
Your guy was kind of freaking demonic too, though. He had like a horse head skull. Like, it was not a deer's head skull, maybe.
Must have been 7 feet tall.
At least. He had the, like, backwards legs and shit.
Crazy traps, big arms. He had the hoof legs.
He was built.
Yeah, they would be called to investigate, or they would hear some word of it, go to investigate, find out there's no issue here. Yeah, Hellboy and Emil would be running around on all fours playing and stuff. It would be a great day.
And if the Protector came too, she could hang out with the monster.
Oh, yeah, she could.
Yeah.
He could use that dong of his.
Oh, yeah, he hanging it.
First thing, there's kids here. Let's get some clothes for the monster.
Well, in mine, whenever she turns into the Protector, the Scarlet Santiago chick, she has to take off her clothes first because it's realistic. You know what I mean? It's funny. So the Professor and Hellboy
get ripped.
She gets huge.
She come back naked.
She would have ripped apart her clothes.
It is realistic if you could turn into a giant gorilla.
It makes sense. And then it's funny because the Professor and Hellboy like cover their faces when they hand her clothes back and stuff. It's all very respectful. Losers. And then in the next scene, like a bug's getting its brains blown. Bug person's getting its brains blown out.
Nice.
It's so weird.
So thumbs up, thumbs down on yours.
Oh man, definitely thumbs up with a shaky thumbs up.
Mine was like thumbs down, and then future readings made it go up. Right. So yeah, thumbs up. It was a cool comic.
You got a full 180 on yours.
Now, if I'm rating yours, mine's in the middle. I don't know, whatever about yours.
Yeah.
No, it seemed fun.
It was fun.
See, yeah,
that's the best way to put it.
And that's what young Hellboy should be.
Yes.
Mine was just a little surprisingly heavy.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
That was my only criticism.
Expecting one thing, getting something else.
Oh, also, I really want to know, there was a part where the monster comes in to the room of the leader of the town.
What's his name?
And the leader of the town's dying, McCormick.
McCormick, yeah.
And he's dying, and the monster just pops in the window, looks at him, and they look at each other, and then that's it.
Yeah.
You don't hear what he did with them. Did he take them?
Just friends?
Did he absorb them?
What happened?
Did he eat them?
Yeah.
What did he do? He's like, hey, you're on the way out. Let me give you a cool death. I'll munch you down.
They don't say anything at all about it.
They just have a cool moment, and that's it. So I'd be interested to know what that was about.
That would be a nice thing to get cleared up,
right?
For sure.
What was this part about?
I was like, hey, man, like that seems like, because there was another scene besides that one where it cuts back and forth, and they seem to be.
Yeah, they're both out in the rain.
Referencing each other or something?
Yeah, they're both out in the rain at the same time. Yeah. But they're not near each other. Mm-mm. But yeah, it's very, obvious.
It's just weird.
Some symbolism there between them, and then the moment where it's like, I might look this guy up and find him on Instagram and ask him, hey, what was this about? Right. Explain this. Also, go listen to our episode.
Our full episodes.
All right, so if you are interested in these comics and you stayed through despite having not read them, you want to hear more in detail, we have a podcast called Flipping Pages with Matt and Adam where we cover both of these comics, like I said, in greater detail. Come visit us on Instagram, 24. Nope. Come visit us at Instagram at Flipping Pages 24. Come visit us on Facebook at Flipping Pages with Matt and Adam. These episodes on YouTube will release every Thursday. I believe we're also going to put these on the podcast platforms as well.
So you won't have to use YouTube.
So you can use both or neither or one and the other,
whatever's easiest for you, man.
Best way to support us, like, subscribe, follow, all the internet stuff. You know what that is. You know how to do it. And I believe that's the episode. Y'all have a good one.
Deuces.